Hey, Crown Content Publications, followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners. Happy Sunday morning to you guys out there. And if you're not up quite yet, we understand. And we know you're going to come across this stream later. So we still wish you a very happy Sunday to you guys and your families out there. We hope you guys are successfully enjoying your weekend so far. Um, if you're not, don't beat yourself up. You never know what the next man or woman is going through, but a weekend is another day. And one thing's for sure, the start of every new day is just evidence of a new start, okay? To some, it's just a new day, but I mean a new start. You wake up and see a new day, you want to be grateful for that. So I thought I would preach a little bit. Today is Sunday, but I'm serious about that. A new day is not just a new day, it's a new start. It's a new opportunity. It's a new opportunity to forget yesterday where you need to forget yesterday and keep moving forward. Wouldn't y'all agree? So boom, if you're new to my channel, we welcome you a million times, a thousand times. Please like this video and make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss near future streams and interviews with authors for business and books lovers. If you're new to my channel, I'm author podcaster Tetta Sherry Whitney. I have books that anybody can go check out anytime on Amazon Kindle. Several published works, that I'm proud of. And if anybody would be interested in learning more about my work as a writer, feel free to just do your typos. Go ahead and not typo because we're going to talk about typo later, but type in your search and type in Tetta Sherry Whitney and then Arthur Tetta Sherry Whitney. And then you could just go to Amazon because everybody not familiar with Amazon Kindle. You can shop books on the regular Amazon platform. My books will still pop up for you. Only one is a printed hard copy at this time titled God Save the Queen, which my mission with that book was to shed light on the victims, the reality, the gruesomeness of sex trafficking and its crimes and what it's been doing to the world. That book is called God Save the Queen, Series 1. Series 2 is coming soon. We always appreciate you guys' support. We were announcing on all the streams last year, though, as a matter of fact, though, if y'all email me at crowncontentpublications at AOL.com, proof of purchase of any one of my books that were, written up under Crown Publishing Content, my own, small publishing services business, we have something for you, but you do have to show proof, whether you screenshot that receipt of your order, however you want to do it, you send us the proof to crowncontentpublications at AOL.com. And we would like to show our thanks of your support type of deal, okay? So I'm still putting that out there because I'm still about it. And I'm actually very shocked. I don't know if it's the YouTube channel or what, but I just want to say thank you. I don't know how y'all been getting words about the books lately, and I just started back promoting and marketing them, but I do thank you for those who have taken the time, to go check out some. My poetry book is called Black Blood for those poets or anybody out there that loves poetry. I was inspired to write it a little after, I was writing poetry, but I had put together this particular piece of work around the time that George Floyd, unfortunately, his demise happened, right? At that time, I was doing my thing, living in Texas. It didn't matter where you were across the country. That hurt all of us to see George Floyd go down the way he did, especially as a young Black woman at that time. So, and I had a lot of dreams, aspirations, visions, goals. I still do. So that led to the birthing of Black Blood. If anybody, I just thought I would shout out two channels, but two book titles. But for anybody interested in any of my work, like I say, you type in Tetta Sherry Whitney, and the books will pop up for you. Anything I got on Amazon, right? So I had to get that out of the way really quick. Put that out there. We thank you guys for all the views as well. I don't know where all the sudden views, but I notice when I cover certain topics. And we'll talk about that more on another stream because I'm still just finding myself. What do the people like? I might like books and business, but what do the people like? Because who I am as an author may not be who I need to present myself as a podcaster, right? We don't know until we step out on faith, test the waters, and we find out. I still like what I cover on my channel as of right now, but I do see what the people like, and that matters. The people like the interviews with authors. The people like the interviews with entrepreneurs we've been doing. But I notice when I cover topics about the celebrities and different real life events that affect us all every day across the globe, people seem to like that type of content. So I'm just here to let y'all know, as one of your favorite upcoming podcasters, that I do pay attention, to what the people like. When I did that one segment about that pastor, the lady stood up in church and testified years later about what I forgot what state that happened in, but I definitely covered that story about last May 2022. And that probably, if y'all go through, my most popular videos, it's crazy. That story did more numbers when I covered that than any other thing I've done on my channel. I don't know. I just been paying attention to stuff like this, staying busy, because, YouTube is not all I do or whatever, but I do enjoy it when I'm here. Once again, good morning to you guys. I'm Arthur Podcaster Tedder Sherry. This is the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel where publishing and marketing meet. If you'd like to learn more about Crown Content Publications and our mission to continue assisting independent learners, writers, and authors in 2023, visit our website anytime at contentcrownpublications.com. I know I'm not on like video where y'all can see me, but if only I might show my face real quick just for a second, because y'all have to see this. I just got gifted the cutest little microphone, right? To do my like, y'all know I have one on the other videos y'all seen me on there with. But when I said little microphone, it's not like the it's not like the audio microphone for the I'm such a nerd. Y'all know the little bitty tiny mini mics? Oh my God, I've been wanting one for the longest. And I don't think I didn't have one because I couldn't get one. You get so busy. But when I seen all the other like vloggers and people more serious about their content and videos, they have the mini mics when they go out in public. They be out in public, being social with people, asking them questions and stuff. They have the little microphone. Now I know about the one you could pin on your shirt and everything, right? I always thought that would probably be a better fit once I get to doing my interviews outside with people or whatever. But the one I got today, oh my God, if only y'all can see it. It is so cute. It's like the size of it's not, oh my God, I'm testing it. My pinky actually is bigger than this microphone, but I can't find out until I'm off of this stream how y'all were able to hear me with the mic actually. So I just hope that myself or whatever. So what y'all think about the mic so far? If my mic okay, if my volume, my audio is okay today, y'all just leave me a like. That's how it lets me know, right? We're also getting better at those breakups, that Wi-Fi, those Wi-Fi glitches, all this stuff that be having my when I'm trying to talk about topics on my channel, that be having it all choppy. Getting better with that. That's why y'all can hear me better probably the last 4 or 5 streams. I didn't even know they had, a lot of the streams were breaking up like that, to where certain parts of it were choppy and y'all couldn't hear me. But that's the beauty of trial and error. That's the beauty of, I rather say I tried and it didn't work out before I just say I didn't try. That's a whole thing when it comes to me about life. So anyways, that goes with the podcast and microphones, all the equipment, everything too. You can't say nothing didn't work if you didn't try. So I'd rather try and fail 30 times if it have to. What it be known for sure is that you tried, right? Whoever that blesses and helps in their spirit this morning. I'm not going to give too much information, but I'm going to say this. If you really are a subscriber, a follower, a lover of books and business, and you care about Crown Content, I'm just going to ask as a mother on this morning, you guys keep me and my daughters in positive thoughts and prayers. So y'all know how on Facebook we ask for prayers. People be like, what's going on? Not just on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you ask for prayers these days. I remember the older culture, the older time, my younger days. Back then, I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking about it for a second. If you ask for prayer, people just pray for you. Like, they'd be like, okay, baby, I got you. But today, I promise y'all, people will literally, maybe it's out of good intent. I don't know. It could be out of good intent. Not everybody, but to sit there and ask somebody, you just nosy. People ain't always got to tell you what they're going. Maybe they're not going through the. Maybe they're worried about something. Maybe they have an important date coming up or an important court date or whatever. People ask for prayer. I'm just clarifying that this Sunday morning as well for whoever might need to hear it on both sides, whether you're the prayer warrior or you've had people come to you for prayer lately. The thing is, I don't think for a second God sits upon his throne and is expecting us to judge people for what they say they need prayer for. But y'all excuse me, I can't just ask for prayer without throwing that in there, right? But I'm serious when I say it, people don't always have to say why, but y'all do that. My Cash App is also at the bottom left hand screen, the channel Cash App, $ crown content, for anybody who wants to make small or great contributions to our work and to our channel when it comes to helping independent writers become self-published authors. And this could be from children to older age range, right? There's just certain things with this being my own small publishing services business. Of course, I fund everything out of my own pocket. No business loans, no business grant. Well, we've had grants here and there, right? But not in 2023. Anyways, no investors just yet. I'm still hopeful. But at this time, any contributions you guys make, from $1, 10 cents to whatever, however you like to be a blessing, right? Crown Content would appreciate it, right? And I'm gonna start shouting out our contributors on the channel on my streams, okay? I know every channel does it different. Some of y'all, you get your super chats and cash apps while you're talking. Everybody cannot always, tune in to my streams when I'm on here. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and announce the whole cash app thing. Whether you are able to tune in while I'm live or later, it never makes me any difference. But when you come across the stream later, to show your support, we always encourage you to hit that subscribe bell, hit that like button, and then if you'd like to go even further, check us out. I gave that website out there, contentcrownpublications.com. See how we've been helping people. See more about my books, purchase a book, or like I said, you can contribute to the Cash App, channel Cash App. So anyways, we got that good fun stuff, business stuff out the way, updates, announcements, right? Pretty long weekend here for me. I'm gonna be honest. So when people ask for prayer, they ask for prayer. Good people need prayer too. So through it all, one thing for sure, I always kept it moving, pushing, and it's just funny how God has shine light on it. I always been a hard worker, regardless of what I had going on behind the scenes. So I don't know if people say probably, I don't know how people judge it. I wouldn't I wouldn't be paid to get in other people's head about me or what they might be thinking. But what I was trying to say is, you have many people that just don't understand. Grand Rising, sister. They just don't understand. My sister, I'm gonna be on here for a minute this morning because I know nobody's really probably up this morning, but this is a lot to talk about anyway. What's going on in Paris and the bedbug. So I'll be here for a minute because one thing we can do is raise awareness on how to prevent getting them if it's possible, right? How to rid of them, because the news is already saying these things seem to have adapted. What's that word where it's like what you used to spray on them don't work no more? That is so scary. But I'm not even talking about the bed bugs yet. And I'm grateful for all my blessings because, like, I can say it's been quite a long time, very, very long time since I personally had any type of bed. But when I say a long time, y'all, probably like 2013, like in my own personal home that I rent or whatever, lease. Or that's when I had it then, bed bug infestation in 2013. It was terrible. I'm not gonna spare y'all. No, it was awful. And then it was like out of the whole house, I was the one. I don't know. I don't know if it's because my blood was sweeter or what, dude. But how is it everybody in the house don't have a bite? Not as evidence. That's why it made me look crazy when we had it going on. It made me look crazy at the time. Like how you got, at the time, we didn't even think bed bugs. Let me tell y'all my story before we go in there. We didn't think bed bugs. We thought maybe chicken pox, everything else. I'm breaking out, maybe a rash. We changing up the laundry soap at the time, right? I'm not even a baby. I just was in my early 20s. back in 2013, but I'm feeling like I got to switch up soaps. Clearly, maybe that's how, like I said, that's why I'm going to raise awareness on this stream today about bed bugs, because back then, I guess I just I didn't know about. It's like I looked at every other thing. I got that lotion that people use for chicken pox, right? I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but I just remember going through this before we actually found out what was hurting me. But they got this pink lotion they used to put on us back in the day. We get chicken pox, because you don't really see people get that anymore. I think it starts with a C. It's a real thick lotion, but it helps with like itches. I think the old school people, they used to even put that stuff there. What is it called? Some kind of lotion. It's real pink, and it honestly, if I remember it, it stink, but I'm not sure. But they used to put it on ringworms as well. Okay. The black community probably more familiar. I don't know about other cultures when it comes to home remedies and things you can do for very bad rashes, itches, and stuff like that. But bed bugs are gonna do that. They're gonna they're going to do that. I remember that experience I had in 2013. So yes, guys, this meant me even going to doctors and them not. I don't remember them asking me, is there a possibility? Have you checked your bed? I just don't. You got to go back and remember that was 2013. Not saying the doctors were not wise. They didn't even they didn't even suspect it. You see what I'm saying? But I do believe we finally went to the doctor, guy. It was the doctor who advised me to finally we got to the bed. But we had tried everything else. Your blood test coming back normal. Your vital signs are good every time you come in there. So how would you know it's bed bugs attacking you? To this day, my personal opinion, everything I share on this video will be my opinions, expressions, and just that, my opinions. Nobody, there's nothing alleged though when it comes to this topic, because there's no alleged about this. Paris is for sure going through a bed bug crisis. And we just want to talk about it a little bit this morning. We also want to keep those guys. Y'all know how I do. I take a story and see what we can learn from it. But keep those guys in our thoughts and prayer. I mean, because if any of us in America, any country, have been through a bed bug situation, we should know what they're going through. Okay? And I'm going to read a few statistics really quick. Thank you, sister. It is calamine lotion. It starts with a C. I knew that. I knew it, but I don't know. Do y'all still use that for things out here? I don't know. I just know it used to work. They put it on us when we get any type of rash. It was another one, Med Star, Blue Star. It was like a ointment. That stuff there really, really stunk. Let me see. It's coming back to me. Not sulfur 8. It's this other stuff. I wish like moms and grannies was up this early. I didn't even think to ask them about names of certain things they used to use before I did this stream. But we all are kind of familiar with like peroxide and, things like that. But I think it's called MedStar, y'all. Or something. It's another ointment. Kind of reminds you of not Gold Bond, but sulfur 8 or something. Y'all know where sulfur 8 is. That's in a little yellow container. But I'm not the doctor here. I'm just talking about remedies that I remember. Those aren't even natural ones. I'm sure there's other ones like flour and paste and toothpaste. Whatever people use when it comes to pimples or acne, breakouts, rashes. I guess it would depend on what type of skin you have, how sensitive you are to bug bites, what you're allergic to. What's funny is I don't think I've seen a story yet where somebody had an allergic reaction to bed bug bites. Have y'all? Leave your answers in the comment section. A lot of people won't tune in, but y'all can leave it in the comment section later. I just haven't heard it yet. And I was doing some serious research on yesterday. I've heard other stories, which we're about to talk about, because bed bugs, I mean, y'all finna see why my thumbnail said why I said they're the worst. I didn't want to put the word I really wanted to put. What I think personally, Arthur Podcaster Tedda Sherry, is that bed bugs are the devil. I'm sorry. They are the devilest insect. And you got some stuff out here. I mean, fire ants, some stuff, but I would still, in my opinion, bed bugs wins the crown. Okay. They're just like evil bugs to me. I'm gonna get deeper with my research because I had learned later. Do y'all know? Like, I don't know if I want to go here, but yeah, it's certain insects that scientists are saying they don't even know. I didn't say this about bed bugs. Y'all keep up with not bed bugs, but there are certain insects that they don't know where the hell they came from, and I don't know if I how I feel as a human about that. I'm not lying. Really, they don't know. Like we know how flies are born. We know about flies, FLIES. But yeah, I encourage y'all to just go look up what I'm talking about. Just Google it and say, "Hey Google, where did flies come from?" You'd be surprised the answer you get. I mean, maybe that's a silly question to ask. Like, where did this insect? You just researching that specific insect, and I believe I did before. That's why I know what I'm talking about. Cause flies are just nuances. They're one of those things that, like, I've never understood them. And then you mean to tell me they start as maggots? It was something always not right about those to me too. Flies. It's deeper than investing in constant fly swatters or something. Them things there, they might not bite or scratch or sting or nothing, but they just nasty to me. And they've always, even spiritually, flies have always that's why they call the devil Lord of the Flies and stuff like that. They've always symbolized the presence of something nasty, filth. Let me put it like that. FILTH. But the difference between flies and bed bugs is bed bugs, interestingly enough, actually don't. They're not a sign of filth, right? We're just here to clear up the stigmas, raise some awareness, because Paris is really, really, really being attacked with an infestation right now, right? But it's like bed bugs aren't. You'll find out. You'll find out, according to research studies, bed bugs have nothing to do with filth. That's why people hate them. What did I just call them? The devil. They just, we're going to talk about, once I get through with this stream, y'all find out why I call bed bugs the devil. I don't like them, guys. Anything that sucks blood and stuff, I have to kind of take a second look at. Yeah, you might not be a vampire. Like mosquitoes, I've never been I think none of us are, but I'm just talking about me. I don't, like, I have an extra, extra, extra deal with like mosquitoes, flies, and so let's just say if I see the presence of a lot of them, flies, I'm immediately think filth. For example, I don't know how to bring out what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why if I see a bunch of flies on my porch, I know it's something else. If I know Teddy Sherry is not a nasty person, one of them kids must have dropped a popsicle. I didn't take some trash out on the back porch. Something's going on, but it's not. We're not evil people, but I be looking at stuff like that. Like if it's too many flies, I can sensitively, spiritually feel stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the situation. Now, bed bugs, though, I wouldn't say you have to be an evil person for them to be around. That's what I'm telling y'all. Even research is proven it's not filth or anything. You could clean your house with all as bleach as you want to. These things here, there's something else. Let's talk about the description of them, because my research on these things and what's going on in Paris, I have found out more about bed bugs than I was just trying to get a few fun facts to share with you guys and cover the story, but I saw some things. They got different types, number one, of bed bugs. They got just like different, what's the word for it? And I'm like, either way, they're the devil. They start off as like a brownish color, guys. They're like a brownish. They're probably about the size of ants, maybe a little bigger. What would Google say? They wouldn't say a dime. They just start off really little. That's why they hide in the bed and people cannot find them. They hide places. That's another thing that makes them the devil to me, these bugs. They just be how is that not evil? Like you resemble a vampire so much as a bug. Like you're hiding in the dark. You only come out at nighttime. You're giving people PTSD, because we're going to talk about that too. How many cases people still living with anxiety and PTSD, guys? It sounds funny to talk about, but it's like, oh, let me put the link up here. It sounds funny to talk about, but it's like, this is true. People are dealing with mental health right now as we speak, just because they went through something. Them and their family went through something. And then maybe y'all don't understand yet because we're finna talk about the cost. I don't think y'all understand. Now, to call an exterminator for something like mice, flies, other stuff, it's all gonna have different prices. I mean, that's their business. This is what they do, or you get rid of them yourself. But we're telling y'all right now, bed bugs is like the highest. It's gonna be the most costly, one of the most costly things you pay to get rid of out of all the pests that you could have. Ain't that something? And then you got a lot of families that it might be a family, kids, 5 kids, 6 kids in a home. That's just the kids. You might have a pet or two. Then you might have grandma that lives there. Everybody's household is different. So this is what people are saying when it comes to the mental health things they have dealt with or after effects long. Because to me, I'm just giving y'all an update. There is not yet like help for people. I mean, there's mental help, but there's not like there is we might as well go ahead. If Google is telling us that people, Reddit, Quora is telling us, there's stories on there of people saying, look, I literally started taking I have mental health issues or whatever they're going through over bed bugs. Not the people in Paris, y'all. We just talking about random people for a second. They have already said they feel like they have, they're dealing with something even after they don't have them no more. Maybe because of how much money. Maybe they went into debt. Maybe, somebody got sick. Maybe somebody lost a job. Because, y'all don't understand how bed bugs are. How you gonna be your best at work and you got probably all together an hour and a half of sleep through an 8-hour night, right? And you do, let's say you're one of them people that work in court. That's any court job is important, but I'm talking about like the transcriber, the one that got to sit there and write down what everybody's saying. If that person ain't had a full 8 hours of sleep and because of bed bugs, somebody's case gonna get messed up the next day. But I was trying to give a more realistic example. Good morning, Grand Rising, my sister.
Hotep, Grand Rising.
Let me take this out so I can hear you better.
Hotep, Grand Rising.
Oh, okay. Girl, have you heard about the Paris bed bug situation?
Yes, I've heard about it, and I'm like you. I have a lot of information I can share.
Go
With
ahead.
people.
I wrote down a lot of notes. I'm gonna be here. Let me let you go ahead.
Okay.
Like when it comes to things we might not know about bed bugs, what we should watch out for, all that.
Okay. Well, I'm like you. My first experience with bed bugs was when I moved out of my parents' home. And I started, living in the apartments and stuff. And like you said, at first, you don't know anything about it. So you think it's mosquitoes biting you.
Mm-hmm.
And when I noticed something was different was when I started noticing them underneath my clothes. Because if you sleep with no clothes on,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so I didn't know either. I thought I didn't know what was going on. And
Right.
my thing is with the bed bugs is that they are when you said PST because it's expensive, to
Uh-huh.
get rid of. It's and most homes aren't being treated properly. It's a whole business where people make money off of it.
I'm
Um
pretty sure because
yep.
a lot of people would say landlords get around to their house real slow. Because let's say you do stay in an apartment complex, we are not responsible for maintenance. A lot of people still fix things around their house, but technically, the landlord is supposed to come in, and send bug people for stuff like that.
Right.
But you know what? The past 10, 20 years, I don't know. Times are changing. I've heard from real people, them folks took their time. They be more
Yeah.
concerned about the news getting out that one apartment might have it,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Than actually getting in there and it's like, yeah, it's gonna spread everywhere. Y'all too busy trying to hide that they're in your apartment. You scared that you're gonna lose tenants and all of this, but yeah, that needs to change. When it's
Yeah.
something like a bug that can give people PTSD, you need to get in there and help that family out.
Yeah.
And they sitting up there paying you rent Because one thing about it, they quick to throw us out. This is a great time to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
2023. They are quick to throw you out if you don't pay. Because I just want people to try to understand what these people in Paris are going through.
Yeah. Um,
That's crazy.
and a lot of places when if you notice, like, and even if you live in townhomes, it, like you said, you've done the research. So if you treat one apartment or townhome in apartments, all the apartments surrounding it need to be treated. And I feel like in townhomes, the townhomes around it need to be treated as well. And most places don't do that. They'll treat your apartment one
You're
time.
right, because townhomes are kind of like whole complexes too. Well, you're talking about them type or just like a
Yeah,
standalone townhome? Yeah,
yeah,
they be like properties.
yeah. And what'll happen, and of course, with townhomes, you might be responsible for your own, um,
Oh,
you know what I mean. But with apartments, what I notice, what they'll do, especially if, like you say, if you don't know no better, or you might be in Section 8, what they will do is they will treat you one time, and they'll try not to do that. And they won't take any responsibility because when you get them, you got to throw everything out.
mm-hmm.
So, um,
That is
they
crazy.
won't
Did
tell
y'all hear
you.
what she said? Most people have to what? Repeat that part.
You have to throw everything out, and that's the same thing with roaches.
Come on, man. Now you talking about your bed. You definitely got to throw that bed away. And earlier they were talking about how costly a brand new bed is. I'm just
Hmm.
trying to stay humble. Because I said, well, you know what? I might have a bed here, but we don't sit every night and think about how bed. You know
Yep.
how grateful we should be for a bed and we're not getting bit up or something, right?
Yep.
But they said the popular or this new trend of secondhand furniture could also be a great contribution to the increase of infestations. But
Well,
yeah,
it
let's
is
talk.
because they bury their
People
stuff in
do.
wood.
They go to thrift stores. They go get. We're not trying to be funny, but we're raising awareness, guys. They're saying like, I mean, the stores need to do something too. Then don't y'all need to check that stuff because these people coming here paying for that secondhand stuff now, picking it up off the curb or the garage sale. That's another conversation.
Um,
Because I'm gonna be honest. I feel like somebody sold me a nice living room suit before. Back in 2013. That's where we think them because I didn't have an infestation.
right,
We had to get deep into like really thinking because that's another thing about bed bugs why I call them the devil. I don't know about y'all, but in the black community, folks quick to try to see where they came from. Before they even start working on the solution, right? Or treating it, they be wanting to know who brought them bed bugs in my house.
right.
And it really start real life beef. It be starting real life altercations with people. They come there and accuse you of bringing a bed bug to their house.
What? And then also, when you get treated, you need to be treated 3 times.
Hmm.
Not just the one. And a lot of places they won't tell you the people around you have it, and
Uh,
then they only treat you one time. But really, like you said, if you did the research, you'll see that it's something that needs to be treated 3 times.
some told me, not being funny, to go on and call this out because too many went homeless over the pandemic and not having rent paid. You mean to tell me there's an infestation in a place like Paris? And I just wonder what's really happening, right? The story's so fresh. I did find some details, but some families just simply cannot afford to move right now or throw stuff out. And
Right.
that alone, come on now, we living in the postpartum of pandemic plus inflation, all these war, everything going on. So I don't think that the protocol should be the same. I feel like we should start looking for solutions that help people because homelessness is a whole crisis. I mean, and that's going on across the globe. But when we talk about landlords and them doing their job, sis, you feel where I'm coming from?
Oh yeah.
Now I gotta call
Because
them. I gotta call them out for repairs or whatever,
yeah.
because landlords all over the place have been what? Oh, we got bills to pay. We have to do the same thing in our houses, landlords, that y'all do if we get a bed bug infestation.
Well,
You
like
know.
you said, you're running a business, so you need to follow protocol. If you're a landlord, you need to follow that protocol. But like you said, it's so expensive that Um, that because even a small place that's gonna run you 1,500 for that first heat treatment.
Mm.
You
Y'all
know,
hear that number? Say it again, sister.
1,500 for that
That's
first heat treatment.
probably. And then it depend on where you at. I heard that too. Like some about extermination companies. I don't know. Like you said, they making money off of it.
Yeah, because
Sometimes people feel like they have come in and all that, and they paid all their money and they felt like they saw no results. I wish I could have got somebody on her too, and we might come back with a part two. Maybe somebody from Paris or something going through this because they're at a place where they want to tell their stories. If people didn't know, they talking to the news and stuff. You see what I'm saying?
now bed bugs are a part of the water bug family, which is a part of the roach family. It's not a
Now
roach.
you know they said roaches can survive nukes.
Um,
They
now
said roaches
bed
can.
bug, yeah,
Go
and
ahead.
it's the same thing with bed bug. Yeah, because you seen on that movie Wally, a roach was
Mm-hmm.
the last thing that was left with Wally.
Mm-hmm. No, they say they can survive. I think they said roaches can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they've
That's
survived.
why I feel like certain bugs God did
Now,
not create.
what makes what makes bed bugs why they are so hard to get rid of, because they come from very harsh conditions, which are tropical cave conditions. You've seen inside of a cave before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Real
harsh condition.
murky.
It's dark.
Uh-huh.
It's like you said, it's harsh condition. It could be cold, so you can't. It could be cold condition. Um, so they develop this hard shell from being in those harsh conditions, and that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to get rid of them. Because versus like you said, roaches, because they have that hard shell and they will adapt to they can adapt to a harsh environment. So, and also with bed bugs, they what do they call it, asexual, so they don't need
Yeah,
duplicate. They
that
all
is
yeah,
weird and scary.
yeah.
Because they already the devil. But now it don't take but one or two to get in your house.
um so yeah, and then they can just reproduce by themselves. It doesn't
Mm,
need another bed bug to you know what I mean.
that's
So
crazy.
yeah, and so that's one of the reasons why they're so, and like you said, when they come out at nighttime,
Mm-hmm.
it's because when you go to sleep, when you're releasing that chemical out, they can tell when you sleep because
Mm-hmm.
you're releasing, what is it, CO2?
Mm-hmm.
So you're releasing that, and they can, like you said, they have sensors, they can sense it. So once they feel no motion and they start to smell or sense that chemical coming out, that's when they know it's time to come out and bite.
What do
And
you think about what I said? Like at that time, I was the only one, and nobody else had one bump.
what that
That's
happened with me
why I call
too.
them the devil. What the hell?
I prayed. I said, God, I said, don't let these things bite my
Oh
kids.
yeah, they'll have you praying as you trying to get it, because that ain't something you just right. That might take a month of your life trying to get your house back right.
You talking about for me, because I had two kids. You talking about three new mattresses. You
Mm,
talking about, because who wants to sleep on a chemically treated mattress?
mm-hmm,
I mean, you talking about three new mattresses. You're talking about, like you said, furniture. You're talking about, the kids got to go to school. You trying to manage it.
mm-hmm.
Every people's bit up. But like I was just saying with me, sis, I'm glad, and that's what I wanted to tell you, that was when it happened with me, that I was the only one that was getting bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was somewhere that I was going, because like I said, they have sensors, but it was somewhere I was going
Mm-hmm.
where I was, or it was like you said, maybe a piece of used furniture. It was following me.
Mm.
And and it didn't bite my kids. It just bit me.
We
So
just didn't understand that because when we finally checked that bed, me and my baby daddy at the time should have been bit. Look at how my skin looked. It made me think it is just a joke for the sake of the stream. Like, boy, is you the devil?
no,
Why are they?
that happened to me too. It didn't bite nobody else but me.
Like, how are we sleeping together like this and you're not getting it?
Now,
So them people that was like, yeah, I have PTSD, I wasn't laughing because I was laughing at them like,
well,
damn,
I
that's
had,
what was going on with me. I'm sitting here, really having arguments with him. He's doing the best he can at the time to help get rid of them. It'll start problems.
well, if you don't know, like
Cause
you
well,
said,
he was about ready. Well, let me say it like this. Like I said, you get to looking at, damn, we didn't have these till you get to that point. And then we thought about couches and how much we had just paid that man. He was about ready to go look for them. He say, I feel like the man knew they was in there. That's why I was trying to say I do feel like them bugs be starting whole shit.
yeah, they're in the trucks, they're in the furniture, they're in the they're in the ships,
Mm,
they're in brand new clothes. Because I use the word retail too, so they're also in
yeah.
brand new clothes. They're in clothes people return.
Mhm.
And it doesn't come from filth, but you do want to be a little bit more care minded when you
Mhm.
once you've experienced that.
That's
You
what they said. Some
yeah,
about aware of your what it is. Google said
every
aware of your
craft and
environment.
crevice. Yeah. Well, see, and then with me, you have to keep your, if you can, just try to keep your, of course,
Mhm,
um keep your sheets and stuff clean. And I don't take any type of like clothes or anything in my room.
mhm.
Um, I don't take any type of, because you know how you would usually allows people to sit on your bed and stuff like that.
I hate that. I really never had. I was weird. Like when we used to have a dog when we were little. I was the only kid, and I'm the oldest of eight. That dog knew not to jump on.
Right.
That dog knew the first week of moving. You can play with the other kids like that. Do not jump on my bed. I had a whole. And some people sleep with their dogs. I'm not here to judge them. It's just like I can't. Like y'all be having flea. That dog been outside. They like, oh, we bathed him. I don't care. I don't want him in my bed. But
Well,
my
I
sister
had,
and brothers loved them. They do all.
yeah, because you talking about fleas, ticks. Well,
Yeah,
you
I'm
can,
real
I mean, you
sensitive
got
to any
fleas,
of that.
ticks.
Mosquitoes, gnats.
Yeah. Now,
They
what
just.
mosquitoes? I wanted to make a comment on that.
Mhm,
When they talked about mosquitoes before, I thought it was interesting. I was in this lecture. They were saying mosquitoes are like a natural vaccine.
mhm,
Um, but yeah, mosquitoes, because of what people have been going through, with mosquitoes and getting bit. And like you said, the thing about it is bed bugs. They've killed people and caused pneumonia. So it's not just you getting bit. Like,
Thank you. Thank you. Because right now, everybody's number one thing is people been asking that for years. How do they bite people and all this blood, but they don't carry no, or they can't get you sick? Just to let y'all know, Wikipedia, Google, of course, I mean, they haven't just not have updated the information at this time. They still claim bed bugs cannot. I mean, which is stupid to me. Any animal can carry something. I just wouldn't put it out there like that if I was.
they can give you pneumonia.
Mm.
Um,
They already admitting that they are. Look, this pesticides we've been using. They're what's the word? I got somebody on her now.
okay.
Evolving. They don't. That stuff doesn't work on them no more. This stuff, the ortho. What's them people called?
Oh
They
yeah,
have the best stuff. And
that's what I use. I didn't want to
Paris
bring it
is
up,
saying
but I do.
they saying that whatever them people out there using, it's not working. Like these things have evolved, or I don't know.
Well, and that's a part of what I was talking about with them being able to adapt to harsh
Oh, I
environments.
see. Mm-hmm.
And so eventually, and that's the same thing with any type of chemicals. Um, and the same thing with viruses. Eventually, it'll try to morph and try to evolve itself,
Mm-hmm.
past it. But that ortho is a beast, though.
Is it? I
Yeah, it
meant
is.
the people. I forgot the name of the company. Like the company, whatever the actual pest people that come out that these
Oh,
people are calling in Paris.
Orkin.
Yeah, it's not working out there.
Well,
Well,
you
the
know, one thing,
scientists and the bug people, they are going ahead. We got to appreciate them for that. They telling the truth. And the reason, if for anybody that need to know, if having bed bug infestation is not enough, Paris is supposed to host the summer 2024 Olympics. Okay, so that means we got what, 6, 7, maybe 8 months here for them to fix. This is just something they're concerned about. If I report it the way I'm trying to report it, and clearing this up, because we all know Olympic Games is going to bring more tourists. Let me remind y'all real quick. They say that tourists to begin with, increase in tourism after the pandemic. And what else did they say? Resistance to insecticides is what is being blamed for this current spread.
because
Those that, go ahead.
you have to remember, once um, you had to be very thorough, and so you're talking about they bed bugs and stuff like dilapidated situations and stuff too. So you have older buildings,
Mhm.
like buildings and structures that's been there for a long time. And I think that's a problem everywhere, where a lot of buildings haven't been renovated. They haven't been, put up to date. A lot of hotels are still, they look older. Um,
Oh, girl, we didn't even talk about the hotels, because I have not only a few homegirls, but a sister that, did work in them before.
mhm.
And I think we all know, I wouldn't be saying nothing new, but, hotels have a whole back life and backstory. And unfortunately, housekeepers are not always the best.
Right. So
If you see one bed bug, you should go report that to the manager, but they don't always do that.
now, when I heard you say earlier, they start off like a brown color now, but when they're
Yeah.
actual babies, you can't see them.
Oh,
But
so they like clear.
once they bite somebody, that's when they get that brown color.
So they be more of a translucent color, don't they? Like
Yeah.
clear?
Yeah,
That is so gross.
them. Yeah. You gotta use a you gotta be a professional or use a magnifying glass to know what you're looking at,
Girl, do
because
bed bugs bite animals? Like, I'm sure they do.
they have been known to. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they more like humans.
Um, because like I said, it depends on uh
That's why I say, if you had a pet or something, a family of 5 plus a pet, and that 5 is just the kids. It's really 7 of y'all.
you
So
know
your
what, I'm
pet
gonna tell
even
you
has
why.
a bed. And that's where they saying families like that, it gets costly.
It's costly. It's because you gotta think like um you got to think, everything has to be either thrown out or it has to be treated. So if you go with the heat treatment, you're going to have to take your electronics out. So you
Let
might
me
be
ask you
going.
this. Let me ask you this. Why it's on my mind.
Mhm.
Because I've known somebody who, they weren't facing eviction because they couldn't pay. They were going through something with their landlord, like we just talked about, where they felt like, no, you ain't even came in here, did treat, where they just felt like, no, I'm not paying. Because so they knew it was going to eviction level. They got to court. The young lady was trying to tell the judge, I guess, whatever, her 3, 4 months of bed bugs and what she's been going through. Any eviction judge would understand that. But I will have y'all to know, as much as they understood, that person still got evicted. Now, this was probably back in 2011, 2010.
Now, what I'm gonna tell you something, that when it comes to situations like that,
Mm-hmm.
um, when a lot of
You
us,
should have took her a lawyer in there. So I
well,
mean,
you
because
want
that's bigger than you if bed bugs take up, and she was in some apartments.
Well, what happens is, I'm gonna tell you what happens. When you're in apartments, you need to, as soon as something happens, because you have to remember you're renting.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as something goes wrong, like, you know, a light go out or anything like that, you need to report it immediately. So as soon as you saw something, see, a lot of people, they get taboo, or they get, what they say, stigma about bed bugs. They don't want to tell anybody at first. But
Mm-hmm.
that you have, soon if you in a position where you're renting, as soon as you see something, you need to report it, because um because like you said, when it comes down to it, you're going to be the one to get evicted.
Hmm.
So a lot of people
Or
don't take
blame
action.
for the infestation to begin with in that unit. Though we all know sometimes there's infestations that don't come out to 2 months after you didn't see a bug
I'm gonna
until
tell you
two
something.
months later.
If you got bed bugs, you're going to be getting bit. So um you're somewhere, you're going to be getting bit, um because that's what they do. um because you got to remember, they're going to be having other bugs. So then the little bugs going to bite. They all, they're going to bite you. um
Mhm,
so but as soon as you see something, and see, I know how it is out here when you're
mhm,
trying, because remember I told you I came from my mom and dad's house. So I, I would have did things a lot differently. I didn't know anything about it, but as soon as I seen something, I need to
mhm,
be going over there to the landlord or to the state or whoever, and letting them know, because a lot of people, they don't want you to know if they think they might have bed bugs,
mm.
um or roaches.
Let's go ahead and say that's another contribution to why these infestations, you know, how they can be caught sooner,
Mm-hmm.
but so many other people get affected because somebody embarrassed. It's like one of those things, just like
But you know
molestation,
what,
any of those things. You don't want to say nothing.
I'm gonna tell you what I don't appreciate. I don't
Mhm,
appreciate the fact, and it's my fault, because we should be taking this stuff to the news, because now they're gonna make a big deal out of it because they're gonna want some funding. See, we didn't
mhm,
have, like you said, either single mothers or low income people. You're not knowing how the game go with renting and stuff like that. So
mhm,
you done put yourself in a position. You done threw out your stuff 2 and 3 times trying to get
mhm,
rid of bed bugs and stuff. But now that France has reported it, they're going to be able to get some type of funding,
mhm,
to pay for, what they're going through. Now
mhm.
you putting yourself in a setback, like I said. So if you see anything strange, make a long story short, when it comes to this renting game or these buildings game, you have to go to the powers that be, immediately, just so you can have your complaint in. So when you go to court, they can, you don't have to be in position where you've done throughout everything you had. Like you said, you done throughout furniture, you done throughout clothes, shoes, computers,
Mhm.
TVs, pillows. You know how pillows is like
Oh, that's why you
$20.
mentioning that, because some didn't know they can crawl off into electronics and stuff.
Yeah.
But they do. Some are under the folklore belief that they just live in wood. I've heard that one. They can't live in metal and stuff like them. Things can squeeze where they want to.
And
And
one
y'all
thing
can
about
listen to Google. Y'all listen to somebody that been through it. It was bad. It was
yeah,
bad.
yeah, they get into your stuff. So because, and one thing about bed bugs is that they're not a type of bug where you can just treat the perimeter. And what I mean by that is like just treat the baseboards. You need
Hmm.
to treat all of the baseboards, all of the door, around perimeters of doors, all up in the ceiling, in the vents. You need to do the outside. You need to, it's not just a wait, and that's why you have to throw everything out when you
Hmm.
get bed bugs and probably roaches too, because you have to throw everything out, because
Now we
they're a
know
type
them
of,
roaches. Them
yeah,
roaches be
they're a
making
type of
babies.
bug. Yeah, they're a type of bug. They're not like spiders and stuff just staying around the baseboards. They're getting
Mhm,
into stuff. They like,
mhm,
it's the human, they're sticking to humans, so they like really get into the household. Whereas in a lot of bugs, they will stay around the baseboards. They'll stay around, you know what I mean? So that was just part of my research. If anybody wants to know why I said, sometimes you have to throw all of your stuff out, and everything needs to be washed. And back in the day, they used to use, I think, Tide. But
mhm,
some of the things they put in detergents back then, they don't put now. But
Right.
I would say tie, and of course, you have to dry. Um,
On a certain heat.
yeah.
They say if real hot.
Now, what you can do also, if you have the means, you can go buy new stuff and
Hmm.
just lay that stuff away. The bed bug stuff, you can lay that away in like plastic. It has to be sealed, sealed plastic for at least 30 days to a year.
Hmm.
It
I
lets
think
you,
I've heard that one too.
yeah, and that stuff is laid away, so you're not using that stuff. You buying all new stuff.
Me personally, like these last beds my girls got, it's been about 2 years.
Okay.
But do you know them thing? All they beds still got the plastic on. I don't know why I didn't with my mattress. But I don't know, just us talking about it.
So what you want to do with that? You want to
Mhm.
and now that stuff used to cost a lot of money, but now you want to have your mattress covers, like you said, where they have that blockage where the bugs can't get into your mattress.
And they
So,
actually hate it. They be like, this bed ain't, well, we can't take the plastic out. Mm-mm.
well, these covers, they're not they feel like terry cloth on top, and then underneath the terry cloth, it's like it feels almost like a towel, but underneath that, it's like a barrier of, it's like plastic. It's not plastic. It's
Are you talking about like a mattress cover?
yeah, mattress cover.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's what you need to get instead of
mm-hmm.
if they
Because
don't
that
want the
plastic, I hear what
plastic.
you're saying, that plastic ain't just gonna do it.
No, it's just
Uh,
because the mattress covers are made to be completely sealed.
okay.
Um, Not unless you have a piece of plastic that's completely sealed, but the mattress covers are made to be. You'll notice when you zip them up, they're completely sealed, so nothing can get in or out, and it's
Mm-hmm.
most of them are spill proof, so it protects from anything wet getting on your mattress as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
that
remember
way,
water beds, sis?
yes.
Oh, the death of them, and oh, how great they were, right? But I don't know. I didn't hear bed bug stories with those beds.
They can be really, and that's the thing about bed bugs, because I was telling you about the harsh conditions they come from. They can be anywhere, and
Hmm.
that's the thing. People think, oh, it can't be here, it can't be there. They can pretty much survive anywhere, and they can survive up to a year without biting anyone.
Mm.
Because they're used to being in this type. Well, we call it harsh conditions, but
Hmm.
they're used to, because from my understanding, they come from caves. Like, so you know what it's like in a cave. Well,
Hmm.
you've seen or just look it up. You got beds, all kinds of dark
You
stuff.
wouldn't believe I actually have caves all around me, like where I'm at, and I just have never. I've been wanting to take the girl, like, let's go explore a cave, right? You got to be careful with that, but it's not uncommon in a place like New Mexico, right? They go out in the mountains and it just makes you think about that. They go camp and bike and all this stuff all the time.
And although they come from tropical environments or like
Hmm.
cave environments, one thing is that inside of caves it can get colder.
Hmm.
So also that's
They just
why
adapt to
yeah.
so much.
And so that's why it's so hard to, like you said, get rid of them, because um sometimes, well, and for, like I said, if you do go with heat treatment, um you have to get that done 3 times. That needs to be done 3 times, 3 separate times, not
Like
just one.
minimum. If people
Yeah,
are listening, at least three.
it needs to be done, and they have different temperatures. That's when they heat your entire house up to a very high temperature.
Hmm.
And because at the beach it was a big thing too. I never knew nothing about this stuff when I was coming up, because I never until I moved out. But then, so now I see at the beach it's something too, because it's a tourist area.
Hmm.
And I heard you say they were
Oh
having,
yeah, people probably don't think about that one.
and plus it's just like you said, it's people all over the place. people
But you
traveling.
would agree, it's just like common sense to kind of, because I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, let me read this real quick. Tourists are being encouraged as of today in 2023. Paris tourists are being encouraged to, this is how serious it is over there. Follow headlines and updates before traveling. They're not saying that they are banning. It's not that bad yet. And y'all heard that word, but we hope it don't get there for them. Because they're not the only place. But when they said Paris, I'm like, can y'all be more specific? Lots of cities and different, yeah, I know for sure. The part of Texas I'm from, we had whole complexes on the news. The ones from Texas know what I'm talking about. Y'all know them apartments off Berry?
Okay.
They was on the news
Right.
about 4 or 5 years ago. Now, it probably was a little longer, but man, that one complex, it got so bad, tenants started going to the news because
That's
obviously
right.
they didn't plan on. Do you know they remodeled that whole? For those
That's
from
right.
Fort Worth, y'all know they remodeled. It don't look the same, but I feel like they did something, and we haven't heard those stories. But obviously, it was really bad. Like they didn't knock them down, but they did a huge renovation. And this would have been what y'all would consider, though I never stayed over there, what you would consider like low income housing option. If you have those vouchers, they definitely take you in. So I
Right.
respect that life. I come from there and I live, but though y'all used to do stuff like that, that was long before the pandemic. This is after the pandemic when tenants are calling y'all. What do we plan on doing? Because we see Paris is already telling tourists, oh, there's some other stuff here where they just like, be aware when you come. And our hotel rooms, they are giving a notice. My thing is, I know a lot of us Americans like to go over there and travel and party and
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm just kind of making my statement on my channel. Like, it just doesn't seem wise. Y'all gonna bring the stuff over here. But
Um,
we only time gonna tell. I mean, I thought it was odd anyway. They're having a random but according to my notes here, this has been growing in Paris. It says since 2017, more than 1 in 10 French households reported bedbug infestations. And
right.
this was according to the French Health and Safety Agency. So I guess they're local health people. It said it's now being treated as a public health crisis.
Yeah.
The
Because
action. Go ahead.
because
Go
like
ahead.
I was telling you, it's coming back to me now. And because like I was telling you, I'm glad you said there were some places. So you see, I heard about going to the news like way back, like you said. So there are places that's going to the news. However, I'm glad they redid those apartments, and like you said, they rebuilt them, because
Mm-hmm.
now it's going to be looking like this is something that they're going to have to take it to the news in France, because they're going to need funding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um
Because if
so
they don't get it, go ahead and speak on, in your opinion, what happens without funding or funding
yeah,
taking too long.
yeah, exactly. And also, um that when you said in 2017, more than 1 out of 10 households
Right.
had
I
a
was looking.
yeah, I mean, that should have, I mean, this, so why is it a problem now? It seemed like it
Right.
was a problem then.
Or now y'all reporting it. So I say, let's keep it between the landlords and tenants. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because until they get funding, what are these landlords? Oh, okay. If it's a public health crisis, they're probably about to start having moratorium, where they can't just be putting people out. But it says it's being treated as a public health crisis. Let's see what it says. The
Because
action plan. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I got no, go ahead.
It says they're putting an action plan together. These people, ANSES is the name of their agency, French Health and Safety Agency. Their action plan, so let me clarify this, y'all. They don't really they are working on a action plan. I just read stuff when I do my little research. Just like what you said. I mean, that's great and everything, but if you saw this since 2017. Why are we just now working on it? I don't know. Because as you know, right after 2017, 3 years later, here came the pandemic.
Well, that can show you it. I mean, I'm glad they put that in there because it's giving me an idea of how bad it actually is at this moment. Because
And
if
that's what I'm hoping people
yeah,
are listening to when they come across this stream. I don't think they would just, oh, crisis of bed bugs, and it's a few, you know what I'm saying, cases.
mm-hmm.
Like, when have we seen a whole town, country, city say they're having a problem? I
Right.
think
So
it's time
yeah.
for us just to pay attention to little stories like this.
Do you think that there is a? I feel like over here there's a problem, but from what I'm
Uh-huh.
hearing from different people over the years, is something that people don't want to talk about. Um, because I guess it's bad for business, it's bad for sales, it's bad for
Right.
everything, and and people are getting bit up, they're getting all these bites and stuff, and
Mhm.
people have ignored it here in the United States, and from what I've heard from people and then hearing from you today, so I feel for them, with going through that, because and other kids in other countries that are living in slums and stuff, because to
Now,
get
you
those
know it's
bites,
getting cold. Did you say pneumonia they might be able to spread?
it's germ. Yeah, it's the pneumonia. Yeah, because
Mhm.
they keep um,
Probably Lyme disease, anything. That's why I don't think it's smart to just be, oh, no, no, no. Don't worry, masses. They can't spread anything. But that's what we get. I'm telling people before they go look it up. That's what it says. They can't spread that. But you got people's real experiences and stories that can prove otherwise. Especially if you're saying they have your little sprays are not even working on him no more. How you know what they can spread or not? If it go
um,
bite a person with AIDS, I'm not gonna get AIDS. I guess that's my main question here when it
well,
comes to
okay.
bed bugs.
What'll happen here is that um we need, me and you can get together and do some
Yeah,
actual,
girl.
because like you said, we don't know what happens with the actual transmission, but I do. Here's one thing I do know is that when at nighttime, the reason why a lot of people don't feel the bugs biting them is because they administer a poison to numb you
Mhm.
in that spot.
Yeah, because you
So
never feel the bites. You notice that?
yeah, so
It.
because you get numb first with a poison that comes out of the bug in that spot,
Ew.
so you're not feeling it. But God always gives it to us. Like, I feel like something biting me. Like, the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, if you feel
Yeah.
any type of like pinching, biting, you know, um, and
You just be up all night looking for them.
so right
But
now
the
we're
thing is, when
sitting.
you turn on the
Yeah,
light, you don't see it.
yeah. If you have to spend more on laundry,
Mhm.
if if you feel anything like that, rebuke the devil immediately.
The psychosis we were talking about was a big deal in this article I read by New York Times. Uh, just how it seems to be affecting. I'm sure it always did that, like we talked about. But what mental health professionals over there are reporting, okay? And they're saying this is just off of people dealing with bed bugs, PTSD, anxiety,
Yeah.
insomnia, or even after the bugs are gone, they have to get back on track with sleep again. And it's just
Mhm.
something that professionals want us to listen. Even if it's 2023, we've never heard it before. But I think we all had an idea that, yeah, it fucks with us mentally. these bugs, these bugs. Yeah, I'm
Because I
sure
don't want to
people.
be, I
Go ahead.
don't
Go
want
ahead.
to be petty, but
Mhm.
I just don't want to find out it's becoming a problem now that they're biting certain. Now you getting bit. Now
Thank
it's a
you.
problem,
Somebody needs to say it.
and it's kind of petty. But if we looking at the economics and the numbers and just everything, and like you said, looking at the children and kids that are being bit up over all this time, hopefully they're addressing it everywhere. It needs to be addressed, like you said, from the root.
Right, because now in my town, it was the tenants that took that there to the news, or it would have never came out. Now we getting somewhere. You right about that. It would have never. And if y'all renovated the whole complex, it's just crazy that I guess it would never came out. You wasn't gonna even renovate till it got on. That's what I'm talking about. Landlords talking about y'all don't care about what we still need our rent money. We have families and bills to pay. My fact is, you're human. You get bed bugs. You got to go through the same thing that I'm going through. I remind humble people like that real quick. When it's a landlord,
Well, that's when they're, like I said, that's when I'm gonna go looking for it. They're like, hold on one second, let me get some funding, and then I'll fix things up. And it's nothing wrong with that. However, we're not getting funded when we have to throw our stuff out
mm, mm-hmm,
because the landlord's telling us they can't write us a check. So, but another solution to that could be if you have like renters insurance or some type of homeowners
mm-hmm.
insurance. You just got to take out insurance for everything because
Yeah,
when it
because you
comes
got a
to
lot of
children,
places make
right?
you more places. Insurance is actually like where I'm at. We have to pay insurance with rent. I just been hearing more people say they landlords doing that too. Maybe that's a good sign. But we have to get not renters insurance. Yeah,
Something,
we got to pay an extra $40 a month every month.
yeah.
My landlord don't play that. Whatever he on all his properties, everybody has insurance, and he's not playing about that. Like he told me, he might. I don't know. He not finna be playing about that no more. Even if it's the 40, and you ain't paid that with your, he not playing that. I guess he wants to make sure there is funding if something happened to these properties. You know, it made me
Absolutely.
think about it.
But people's like, oh well, they probably like, oh no, they can go one more day, you know,
Mm.
and and then stuff's not getting taken care of. And once, like you said, it gets big, then you can get funding from the state, you can get funding from the government, and like you said, now we have, like you said, they've rebuilt the apartments there. It's like you're
It just proved them people wasn't lying to me. They didn't go to the news for nothing.
right.
And then it say bed bug. You already covered this, but it was on my list of facts. Bed bugs have the highest fertility rate. Isn't that funny? Though they don't have to do anything sexual to have their eggs, guys. That's what creeps me out about them. Like, then Google gonna say that being funny. Yep, they got the highest fertility rate. Hmm.
No, right, you talking about, no, it doesn't come from filth, but you're not going to convince me that the dilapidation of these buildings and some
Hmm.
of these facilities is not a bed, a place for these bugs and a place for certain things. And now that when it spills over,
I
um
knew it was coming. Not the bed bugs. When I tell you, I've never seen an age and time of landlords like this. I just knew it would be something. Y'all hurt too many families and people because the pandemic was bigger than them. You still put them out. You still put them out. I mean, some of them people had sick people, had COVID. It was reasons they couldn't go to work and pay their rent. I'd say the go to work part first, right? Because if one of your family members get it down, now you got to wait till they pass the COVID test again so they can go back to school or work before you go back. In case landlords forgot, it's not just us talking. Landlords are going to come across the street. In case they forgot, like people got families and stuff like y'all had during the pandemic. This was my argument when they was even talking shit across the country through the pandemic. Like it was
right.
a hard time because a lot of them people eviction moratoriums were not honored. I don't know if people knew landlords were still denying vouchers. Not all of them, most. And for those who don't know, I'm encouraging people go do research. More of them are starting to deny housing vouchers. Landlords. Right now, October 2023. I mean, it's been happening, but I'm saying this is where we are. We all
Right.
got reasons to what we think is behind it or why but we definitely are woke. We see it. We didn't think it was fair. through the pandemic, and we're people damn sure ain't gonna think it's fair. I know Paris is Paris, but America is America. If we had a bed bug infestation in the state, a state right now, like what would we do about it? It makes me think. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we do have it. You know, a lot of places have it. You see the
Yeah.
signs, you
And it
see the
don't get
trucks,
reported like that, huh?
you see the trucks. Well, people they try not. They don't want to talk about it because, from what my research is, something that because of the nature of these bugs, they don't want to talk about. You know,
Because people think they're associated with filth. Go ahead and tell the
well, it's
truth.
just
They know that people are gonna think they're filthy. You
and they're
know.
easily spread. They're easily
Mm.
spread.
Oh,
So
so people ain't gonna want to be around them. Outlet. You got yeah, you got to go through a period of isolation. You shouldn't want to be around people with that going on. You see how people are though? They won't even tell you they got it going on in their house.
now, what I can suggest is that being proactive
Mhm.
because um like you said, if you can't depend on your landlord, you could take your space, or your home,
Mhm.
your apartment. You could take that space and follow these steps. Some of the steps that we've named here today. Like I said, you're gonna be spending more on laundry. Water bills are
Mhm.
going up.
Mhm.
Just keeping those things proactive, and your mattress covers. They have pillow covers. Um, just keeping an eye out, and doing.
I read one woman's story in Paris. She says she's a nurse. I don't know. This is what she going through. She said every day right now I come in the house and I pull my clothes straight off. We don't know if she's doing it right, but this is working for her and her family. So I just thought I would share this. She said we put all our clothes in a designated area, dirty clothes, when we come from work in school. We put our stuff in our garage. And I think she said in a plastic, some type of plastic bag. But some will tell you them vacuum bags are good too. More
Mhm.
like those vacuum bags or those bins, guys, with the container tops. Because it
Mhm.
doesn't help you if it's not going to be covered, right? But she's saying this is helping them. They actually keep the clothes contained until they wash them. And a lot of days they'll just throw them all in the wash or whatever. But she did say that, kind of like what you touched on. How much more her see, sometimes it's not that you don't have a job or two or three. Now, until your bed bug thing get cleared up, your light and water bill is high because you keep throwing clothes. You're not just washing once a week no more on the weekends. You know what I'm saying?
Um,
This mom was saying, hey, I'm washing like crazy right now. So yeah, I can see how that's affecting her bills. Luckily, she has a husband. I'm just using her for example. If she was a single mom, I don't know. I don't know. But she said they all take their clothes off. They wash in a certain, I don't know why, but it says 100. This is not even drying. She said we wash in 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Is this a 4 or 6 I wrote? It looked like a 4. And then some about a bed bug sniffing dog to help.
yeah,
Now I didn't know they had. I just had to bring that up. I didn't know. I'm telling everybody on this stream. I had no idea there were bed bug sniffing dogs. Or can dogs just sense them? What's your opinion about that?
they have them. Because like I said, I've experienced it before, and it's not like and so I'm behind this avatar telling you about,
Girl,
but
I
yeah,
guess they use what? Who the ortho people? They have the dogs, or do we
yeah.
have to?
Well, or
Yeah.
local companies, and they might do it
Okay.
to dramatize the situation.
Mhm.
But yeah, they have they definitely have bed bug sniffing dogs.
I would
Because
believe they would need them. Let's say it's a bigger property, right? More well-off people or something. So it's a bigger property to begin with. So you might need help finding them. I was trying to see, like, why would they need a? I know they be
no,
hidden. I
you
know
can
they
use
be.
it.
I know they be hidden, but why do they bring the dogs in?
You can use it in any size place, because they use them in, now that you think about, now I'm thinking about it, a long time ago they used them in mine. but they bring them in because, just being hopeful, just,
Hmm.
in case they be like, if the dog sees something, be like, well, there's something here, or if it smells something, like there's something here, we got to get ready to go through the motions. And that's that, so probably just to confirm, you know different, because it is something that is of deep concern. So they probably bring the dogs in just to confirm that, yeah, um we are
There's a
friends.
presence here.
Yeah.
As like when they bring in the priest and stuff, people think they're dealing with a demon, right? You can't always
Yeah.
see what is attacking you. This is a great topic,
Yeah.
but I probably should have saved it for like actually talking, because bed bugs is one of those things. You don't always see those.
No, you
Now
don't.
they'll call us crazy about the ghost and stuff, but you go in there saying bed bug, they can be like, yeah, there is a possibility something's biting you. You can't see it. Yep, we have bed bugs. Something like that, though. I think that's interesting when I thought about it. Now, things are so serious in Paris right now, guys. They have established a bed bug hotline. Have you ever heard of such?
Bedbug hotline. Well,
Yeah, that
people have
sounds
on.
great or whatever. I'm just doing my research like, wow, they have a hotline for these people to call. I want to see when they call this hotline, what I mean, what kind of or are they just reporting? Is this how they're getting the numbers? The statistics? We don't have a bed bug hotline in America. Or did I not know about it? Because what I went through in 2013 was hell. Or is this a new idea for us Americans? But they claim this is because they're having a crisis, so they do have a bed bug hotline. It says they can locate info online. I guess they got an online, portal these guys can go visit with do's and don'ts of bed bugs. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, I guess that's helping people. So it's more than we can say we're doing. When we have the breakouts here, we
Yeah.
don't have no hotline, so I had to pull this out. We don't get an online info of campaign information of what to do or where we might can stay a little while our places are getting treated. They're very blessed right now.
It's wild, like you said, because I've seen people in places, but you send people places where the bed bugs are just spreading around.
Hmm. And they be knowing
Right.
it. It's time out for that.
So now, and it's just over the years, like I said, since I moved out, a long time ago, I've learned, more about um the maintenance of, my home and different things like that. So,
I feel if we value our things, like somebody's gonna listen and well, I ain't got bed bugs, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I could have felt like that, but I read that article and a mature person would say, well, damn, what if that was happens here? We would pay attention to stories like this. That's all I'm saying. Something like an outbreak can happen anywhere, an outbreak of anything. You see what I'm saying? Some type of look at what Ohio and them just went through. It wasn't an outbreak, but it's like now everybody got to protect themselves from the natural air. You know what I'm saying?
you're right.
So that's why I just be thinking about stuff, right? Like any day, because they be like, "Oh," I make jokes with people. They be like, "Girl, I got to tell you something crazy." I be having to say it, sister. Now you talking to Ted or Sherry. There's nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
I make my jokes because I try to stay ready for the unexpected. I'm tired of living planned and stuff all the time. Or I'm not saying it's not working, but all these random things that have happened in the last 3 years, why would I not go ahead and prepare for the unexpected? You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Not
yeah.
just storing food and because let's imagine the people in Paris that had stored up stuff, but they throwing away shit for bed bugs. They probably been storing up waters and like they've been like we've all been taught to do. Not water. I started there, but yeah, stock your water, guys. Don't stop doing that. But it's like you probably done spent all this money. Think about it, sis. We got 3 stimulus checks. Boom, 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 whatever. Every country did whatever they did for their people. So I'm sure Paris got some type of benefits too. regardless of what they spent their money on for their households during the pandemic, a lot of them are unfortunately throwing stuff away due to this outbreak of bed bugs. What do you think about that? That's
What about?
crazy. Like you're literally just bought all this with your pandemic money.
Oh,
Just trying to put myself in
well,
people's shoes.
I mean, and you, like you said, and it comes down to, like you said, when you get your furniture, um, it's not enough just to buy it. You have to have it
These days.
yeah, you just have to have it treated,
Mm.
and like I said, just being as proactive as you can and really, planning out, planning out how you're gonna get your furniture treated just in case. And
Like I have a new baby, for example. You think people don't all the time like, hey, I got some clothes. I just don't do that no more. Now my first three, maybe it was different. Maybe it was if they all in good condition. Some people get because babies don't wear stuff long. A lot of this stuff be looking brand new.
right,
But just how I am now, it's just something I was looking at like, damn, 5, 7 years ago, I probably would like, hey, well, let me see what you got. It's like I didn't even care. I'm not denying or trying to turn down help. You got to watch what you bring in your house, period. Spiritually too. Watch who you take it from. And I'm saying how I already been preaching and talking this, sis. But it does tie into the bed book. People will listen to it about that. You
well,
still need to watch who you taking stuff from.
and
I don't know. That we'll save that for another one because I am serious. Like every gift is not. It's gonna be your perception. To you, it's a gift. To them, it's a gift. But you don't know what their motive was with that gift. But I'm gonna save that for another segment because hear me out. Once you give a gift to somebody, should the gift giver be paying attention to how the gift is treated? Most people don't. They say it's the thought that counts, right? But
right,
if you just see somebody sitting there using the gift, like, I don't know, what would the gift giver think?
um, I would say if you were to
Giver shouldn't be worried about what they do with, it's theirs now. You
exactly,
know, I
like you
mean,
said,
both points are good. That's why I said I was gonna bring this topic for people opinions, but to me, I don't know if it's the thought that count. I mean, it's making me rethink everything. Out of,
sis.
out of sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? So they got a right to look at how you treat it, even if you're not a child. Some people just like that. They be like, well, did they appreciate it?
I would say if somebody gave you like some baby clothes or something, you always could like wash it,
Mhm.
and like you said, dry it up real good.
Or
Cause
just keep them, because we come across people that need stuff. I've been in on that level too. Like I don't have a donation storage quite yet, but that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like that happens to me frequently. When you have kids, people want to help you, or especially before they throw it away.
but
So I said
but
I'll start doing that too. Like maybe just keep stuff. I might come across other kids or whatever. Mm.
and like you said, and so within that, like you said, you're gonna have your storage, and everything like that. But if
Mhm.
or like you said, if are you gonna somebody gives you baby clothes, are you gonna wash it or are you just gonna throw
Right, right. I was just gonna say that as the gift giver later, right? Even if it was with that stuff, you would want to make sure it's okay. Like I wouldn't want to send nobody home with bed bugs and stuff.
see
Because
what
I
I
didn't check.
do?
I didn't check. It could be one bug in there. But I didn't. I just took the gift and trusted the gift giver type of deal. That them days is over.
Well, what I do, I just if I give somebody clothes, I just
Mhm,
I'll wash them and then I will ask the person that I gave them to wash them again.
mhm,
Um and so that's what I will do, but
mhm. Now
if
it's
you
different because there are times in life where you actually just need them. You got people that come out of jail with nothing, and I'm very humble. I understand. You got homeless people out there, they would enjoy a coat right now, right? It's well where I am,
Right.
it's been getting cold, and so I
No, but
try to
I'm just
watch how I
saying.
look at. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, because some stuff that people give you, it's nice stuff. You like,
Hmm.
you like, hold on,
Yeah,
Christian.
like I don't want to sound like I've never
You like,
accepted
let me wash
nothing.
this up real fast.
I done had complete stranger. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's a fact.
Right,
I'm just talking about the new. Let's say since the pandemic, I ain't took much from people.
right. You like,
Now they done
put
added a
some nice
bed
stuff
bug
away.
store. Now
Yeah,
they done, I'm like, yeah, this is just make God please
right,
provide
right.
because I don't want to take it from people. Sometimes that's not a bad prayer. You just like, I see what's going on. You know what I mean?
No, because you see how
Right.
some of these you see how some of these parents they buy some really nice stuff for their kids, and some of these parents, like, since I had kids, they'll give you some nice stuff. Like I said, Chris, there'd be name brands, look, stuff
You
like that,
know them motor
designer
cars?
stuff.
Them ain't cheap, them cars for
Right.
kids. Mine have been gifted with stuff like you see what I'm saying? Now that's clothes and something like that is different, but we know something like that would cost a lot. Them little cars, they probably
Right.
you see them showing them off around Christmas or something, but
Mhm.
maybe having three or four, I didn't get them all one or something. Then you have family. Oh, they don't use these no more. Here, your girls can have. We done have many of those in life. You know what I'm saying? Well, since they've been here, but with the clothes and stuff, I definitely don't take food from people. No,
Now you
no, I'm
can
crazy. Girl, people be like, why? I don't know why they go there with me. I just don't. Don't make me explain why I don't do that no more.
now if you're in a nice, ventilated area, if
Mhm.
the product can stand it, you can I know on contact Lysol, you can use to kill like any bed bugs or bed bug eggs, because it has a lot of alcohol in
Have
it.
you heard about the tea tree oil they talking about?
Yeah,
Some
I
said they
I
did
like,
tea tree oil treatments.
right, because I think they use tea tree in some shampoos, and it gives you that. I like tea tree oil.
Real, it do something to your scalp. I know exactly what you're talking about. You gonna make me run and get some. And then for a fun fact for anybody that want to know, most of my black care products or whatever, me and my daughters, I do be having I have no choice because New Mexico just does not have a lot of things. You know what I mean? Not
Mhm.
even hair stores. I had to go more. To be honest, here's a fun fact. Albuquerque and stuff like that is more the city. Like Texas, we got Dallas, Houston, but they could be 6, 7 hours from where you stay, right? So it's just been interesting. I'm enjoying the experience while we've been here. But if I had to pull the receipts on how much, I mean, you're gonna spend it anyway because I have all girls, so you got hair care, skin care, all that stuff. Hygiene. But some things, as you need specifically for your skin or hair because we're black. I couldn't find no coconut oil nowhere. Mm.
Yeah, coconut.
But it gets better. It gets better because somebody was like, "Girl, you can get that. EBT. Coconut oil is EBT approved."
What?
I said,
Oh,
"What?"
yeah. Well,
Because
they
people
cut
cook
that
with
off
it.
though.
Yeah, some
They
people
cut
cook
your
with it.
off.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kids they're older now, and I'm glad it's going to a family that needs it. But yeah, but I still buy coconut oil even though I don't get the stamps. But yes, it is. I mean, because you can cook with it as
For
well.
anybody that didn't know that, and a lot of the teas are not EBT eligible, guys, because winter's coming up. There's going to be cold, all this stuff going around. We can expect it. There are teas like what am I? Come on, Teddy Sherry, don't go blank now. Uh, ginger teas and eucalyptus teas. Like I said, every one of them aren't
Yeah,
going to be EBT approved, but
you're
you
right.
would want to check that out. Get that stuff because some like a probiotic tea can take you a long way, and you didn't know you could get it with your stamps. Maybe our parents and stuff couldn't. They didn't have stuff like that in the grocery store back then. They probably did. I don't remember my mom buying probiotic teas and
Listen,
stuff.
look, some pot liquor. Look, no, it's messing.
Girl, I mean, as she knew better, she did better. Like my mom is like probably more conscious or whatever they want to call it, woke, whatever. She's there, and she started getting us there, or still working on it, right? But what was I finna say? It was a lot of natural, like tea tree oil we use in our hair. It used to really grow our hair back then. But I guess it depends on what type of hair you have. You know, everybody hair different. And
Now,
then my daughters, all they hair, it's like none of them, none of their hair type. Well, that's anybody, but theirs are drastically all different. It's crazy.
I
Like, wow. So you gotta, you literally have to invest in what everybody her need. It's crazy. Being a mom of all girls.
yeah, they're cute. I had, you know what? I'm glad you brought up the essential oils because in this situation that you were talking about with like different like infestations and bugs and stuff, I think oil like the essential oils like peppermint, tea
Mhm.
tree, different oils, I think they help you be proactive in preventing that stuff.
Mm.
And
I
y'all,
probably should. Yep, I'm gonna go get me some more. I'm gonna order me some.
yeah,
Just
I
like
know
even though we
citrus.
don't have them, like what's wrong with? I didn't know that. Yeah, I've been looking into that. Like, what is a tea tree oil treatment? In your house for a bed bug infestation.
Well, tea tree,
That
the
would be a lot
concentrate
cheaper for a lot of people. If they could learn about it.
tree is it's being proactive. Like it's not gonna get rid of them, but or
Mhm.
nothing. But it's being proactive. But I know tea tree also is an antiseptic, right? So it cleans stuff. But I think it could be like some of the different smells too, like just the oil itself. Like I think he used like cinnamon to get rid of ants.
Girl, you're bringing back memories. I think I did use some tea tree on a toothache one time, and it worked. It worked for
Oh,
about. I think it was tea tree oil.
well, see, the kind that I've used in the past, I don't know if it's the kind I could put inside of my mouth. I just got
Mm-hmm.
what was there in the store,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I got it from Walmart. Um,
And cloves, if that help anybody. Is it called cloves?
yeah,
Just
cloves.
chewing on them things, girl. Cause you don't know how bad my aches. Them teeth.
Yeah,
And chewing on that, I said, wow. It was just from the earth. It was natural, and then it's more affordable than whatever the dentist and them was going to be talking about. Not like that, but because extractions are important when you need them. But let's say you needed a little time to get there or whatever. Yeah. That was a healthy painkiller. You know what I'm saying? Like a
yeah.
natural one.
And you got your especially like you said, this time of the year with dealing with the mouth because that cold air and that
Hmm.
dryness it brings it on.
Hmm.
you know, but ever since I found out, of course, like you said, your oil pulling, if it comes to anything like dental, like that, like you said, clothes, I think they're supposed to be like good for your breath and stuff.
Hmm.
But it's funny because like you said, all that stuff goes into different like traditions you have on holidays, like on you have peppermint for Christmas, cloves
Mm.
for Thanksgiving, so it's all working for the good.
Well, they be talking about mistletoe,
Yes,
everything.
amen.
Everything. But the main point is keeping those guys in our positive thoughts and prayers. I don't know. They're sending so much assistance to UK and other places right now. Cause I used to be the type to always remind people, there's somewhere they can go to help people like with Hurricane Katrina or whatever, and now you be kind of leery to tell people, hey, remember, we can help them. I don't know how we can help them with bed bug stuff, but people are throwing away stuff. People are
Yeah,
losing their
but
homes,
we
you
have
know.
it's problems with people with bed bugs in this country. Because you see, like I said, you see the signs, you see like the billboards for
Hmm.
services, you see the vans, you see,
Hmm.
like you said, um, but the thing about it is that we have to really I have to look into it more because I hate to sound, insensitive, but however, I believe there's actually a problem here that hasn't been talked about since there was because I believe there was like some type of bed bug explosion in the United States before.
In the early 2000s, recently.
I mean,
It
but
probably wasn't even the early.
yeah, but before that, like back in the day, like when
Uh,
the sulfur, they would
uh,
use sulfur to get rid of them. That was when my parents was younger. They had a, and that's when I said that's when they used to use Tide detergent
Mhm.
And different things that would work. And that's why I said, laundry bills going up. So we know here in the United States, we're gonna have to be doing clothes like never before.
Mhm.
Clothes, doing sheets, doing, vacuuming,
Mhm.
doing regular extermination, because I know that can add on to someone's budget, because you get treated for mosquitoes, you get treated for on certain properties, you get treated. But if you could just get an exterminator in there just to be proactive, to pre-treat and go over some things, set some traps,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
and that would be my.
Somebody said something about leaving your home, bombing your home. What do you know about that? Because I don't think bombing it like for roaches would work for those.
Well, my thing is like this. I feel like the reason why I said if you can squeeze it in your budget or do like an extra job so you can get it in there, you
Mhm.
can, get a professional, because you don't want, and still do your research so you know what's going on, but you don't want to be using those type of bombing chemicals, and cause some type of, because I know you're not supposed to use those chemicals around certain stuff. It's a certain way that stuff needs to be used.
Yeah, people just be trying to bomb their own house. Thank you for kind of educating us a little bit more too. I think all I'm doing is encouraging people, on your journey of getting rid of these type of bugs. She's right. You're gonna need research. You're dead. I would do that before I just start spending money in and everywhere. What you think? Because it's gonna be costly. Or you can expect to spend something getting rid of these, but it doesn't have to be as costly. Some people don't get exterminators involved. Like us, that these stories are already on Core and Reddit. They did whole treatments on their own.
And we're gonna
There
have.
was just a bomb one that I felt like, and they was saying something like leaving the house for 2 days. I don't know. This might be like some people are trying in Paris as well right now.
Well, I thought that when you have your hot water heater in the house, you're not supposed to let bombs out.
Mhm.
I'm probably wrong, but I just know that um bombing is something that, like I said, I would definitely consult a professional,
Mhm.
um you know with with things that we've learned over time about these chemicals, because like I said, I think they, when they use sulfur, that's what they use to bomb.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they try to smoke them out, and now they coming right back. But
Mhm.
no, but you know what, because I don't want nobody to get hurt, because I know that this process can be something, like you said, that can drive you crazy. And you
Oh,
don't
literally. They
you
say
don't
they're suffering with PTSD, some people still.
because you don't want to be having contact with something that's been chemically treated,
Yeah.
and you have to think. That's why I said some people just probably say forget it, and they throw their stuff out. And if I have to put a note on my stuff, I said, when they were getting my stuff out the trash can and stuff, I said, don't get that stuff, because you don't know, it might be something in it.
Mhm.
And because some people think, oh well, there's some free stuff out here, but there's a reason why it might be out there too,
Mhm. Mhm.
because somebody might have had to throw it out. So
Yeah, I done picked me a good old bookshelf up off the it was wooden, very nice. Off the car, I was really like, why did they throw this away?
but are you going to treat it, or are you going to just
Oh,
carry
this
it
was
the
years
rest
ago,
of
sis. Luckily, this was okay, but that's not good to do all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It wasn't that
what,
long ago, probably like it was during the pandemic for sure, and I saw it on the curb where my brother-in-law and sister stayed. You know how they could be, them neighborhoods where they put stuff out. I knew there was a chance, wasn't no bed bugs and nothing on it, but you
okay,
you can never be sure.
okay, sis, I'm about this. Now, look, sis, with me working for a professional moving company,
Hmm.
um, like I said, what I will say about like doing antiques or things that you want to fix up and stuff, what I will say is don't bring it straight inside.
Hmm.
You want to treat it first, because
Mhm.
you know some people take things all the way apart. You know, you paint them, different stuff
Mhm.
like that. But if you
They be
have,
remodeling whole projects, do it
yeah,
yourself projects and stuff.
if you have the space for that, that's fine. But you don't want to bring it straight inside the house.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so that's the only thing I would say.
Spray it or something, It was a real interesting piece, like just wooden, it looked pretty clean, pretty new. So that particular piece I thought was okay or whatever, but I probably won't. That's probably why I have it. We just don't pick it up and use it as much.
Okay. Well, I have your number. I don't know if you want on mute or not.
On me like that. I hate when it happen. But yeah, it shut down. Miss Sister, in the private chat, I left some information for you so we can stay connected from here. Cause I forgot the whole private chat is even on here. But I was finna wrap it up anyway, at least part one of our topic. But that's the update from Paris. You heard it from the Crown Content Publications family. We want to keep them in our prayers and positive thoughts, of course, because as y'all heard us discuss, bed bugs is just simply not a fun thing to experience when you have an infestation. Just especially with how costly it can be in the times that we're living in. We hope that you guys could use some facts or tips. Definitely encourage y'all to be careful if Paris is a place you plan on traveling in the near future. Just make sure you get your education knowledge up a little bit more about if you were to bring bed bugs back home or something, what it could look like for you, before you even go over there. People pay all this money to go places they don't be knowing, what that current, Like Israel, they're fighting right now and stuff. You know, people just be picking odd times to go on trips and then wonder why they get trapped over there in wars, or they get, people, these places be having stuff going on. Anyways, guys, thank you for your support and tuning in with the Crown Content Publications YouTube channel family. We're publishing and marketing meat. And until next time, we appreciate you guys' support. Make sure you check us out at contentcrownpublications.com. Learn more about our mission to continue assisting writers and entrepreneurs in 2023. Y'all have a beautiful Sunday out there.